Well, the first test match of the series was an eye-opener for me. Obviously, the Australian side, especially the batting unit, is obviously not as strong as the ones we've seen in the past. But what I was surprised was the lack of intent or the approach. I thought it was a little defensive, uh, which is very rare. You don't see a defensive Australian side. I mean, none, not that I've seen any in the last few decades that I've been following the sport. But having said that, a lot of positives for India. Let's just start with the bowlers. Obviously, Australia brings with itself its own set of challenges for the bowlers. Obviously, the pitches aren't as conducive to faster bowlers or any bowlers as compared to South Africa or England before this. And the Adelaide was, in fact, kind of slower. And the way the Indian bowlers bowled on that pitch was absolutely phenomenal. I think they outbowled a really good Australian bowling unit. But the most important positive for me in the last game was obviously Pujara and Ajinkya. They always looked a little short on confidence in the last year or so. Couple of reasons, especially Pujara being dropped in the first test of the England series, Ajinkya being dropped in the first test of South Africa. So getting runs in the very first test just takes the monkey off their back and sets them up nicely. Virat obviously will score runs. I don't have a shadow of doubt in my mind about that. And now that Pujara has got off to a good start, so is Ajinkya. I think it just sets up beautifully for the batting unit, which has faltered in the last year or so, especially in South Africa and England. But moving forward to the second test, I think first of all, unfortunate news coming from Perth that Rohit and Ashwin will miss out because of injuries. Unfortunate for Rohit. I thought it's a big opportunity for him and a place where I thought the surfaces would kind of help his kind of batting, but it's really unfortunate that he's going to miss out because of, I believe, he got injured on the field in the first test match. Ashwin again, he's bowled so many overs, and I think that has taken its toll on his fitness. So he won't be there. So straight away, playing 11, question marks arises. Who's going to be there? As far as I'm concerned, I think just play it safe. Hanuma Vihari comes in, and Jadeja comes in place of Ashwin. You're still going with three seamers and a spinner in Jadeja with some help from Murli Vijay and Hanuma Vihari. But I also had a look at the pitch. It's out there. It looks quite green, and I've seen the first game that was played on this new Perth pitch. Between Australia and South Africa, and I saw this pitch also has the same old WACA bounce and pace, along with a little bit of grass. So that makes it a little more interesting, and maybe a question might be asked whether you want to go in with three seamers or four seamers. Maybe someone like Bhuvneshwar in place of Jadeja, who can just kind of elongate your fast bowling unit without really compromising on the batting. Bhuvneshwar can bat. So from that perspective, yes. But on the other side, I don't know. Maybe three seamer and Jadeja for me sounds really good. And on bowling friendly pitches, you want an extra batsman. So Vihari for me. But as far as the whole, the strategy of getting a green top, remember, as whenever India has been given green tops outside India, they've done well. Be it in England, be it in South Africa, be it here in Perth, 2008. So India's always done well on bouncier or greener tracks, bowling friendly tracks. But I think it's not a bad strategy for Australia, because when I look at that batting unit, I don't see 400, 500 runs like you used to see in earlier Australian batting units. So from that perspective, maybe you're looking at a low scoring game, and maybe that low scoring game